I'm here with Ariel, who's the Executive Director of the Tortoise Group. Ariel, tell us a little bit about what you have here.
Okay, so Tortoise Group, for everyone that's not familiar, we are a nonprofit here in Las Vegas that deals with both the wild and the captive desert tortoise, the Mojave desert tortoises. We have males and females, and so we're hoping today, because today is Wednesday, this is when our volunteers come and feed, that they're going to be super up and active so we can get a good look at them today.
Well, let's go check them out.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the basics for if you're going to have a tortoise, what do you need to have in your yard to be able to keep them happy and comfortable? First thing we recommend is all tortoises need a burrow. So you can see in here, this is what an installed underground burrow looks like.
Does that go deep or how?
So it goes about as deep as the length of this plastic insert, but the tortoise naturally will dig down and make it deeper. So the burrow is their main place to get reprieve from the sun when it's really hot in the summer.
Does it help with the rain?
Yeah, so in the rainy season, they will go in there. People are concerned, they're like, well, what happens if it floods? So the tortoise is designed to survive in the desert, which means they're also designed to survive these flash floods. They can absorb water both through their mouth, through their nostrils or their nares, so they'll ingest water that way. They also can absorb water through their cloaca. So they absorb all this water and they hold on to it.
Wow.
So then when the dry season comes, they have some stores of waters.
That's awesome.
So these are some of our larger enclosures for our adult tortoises. This is Rojo. He just came to us the end of January. He was one of 2 tortoises that came from the Animal Foundation.
Okay.
He and the other tortoise that was with him were found in wire dog crates, like the dog kennels. Wow. He was a little anxious when he first came in here. He didn't really want to interact with anybody. He was in his burrow a lot, but he's been quite comfortable now that he has more space. And I think he's waiting because he knows Wednesday morning is food day.
Why is the shell red?
So we assume that somebody painted that. We're not sure if it was to indicate a difference between him and another tortoise. We don't recommend painting anything on their shell. People don't realize that the shell is not a hard cover that goes all the way around. In between the scoots, so the scoots are the little patterns on the back. In between that is soft tissue. So they can, if that area gets damaged, it can bleed just like our skin would.
Oh, wow.
So it's sort of like putting paint or aerosol like spray paint on our skin and it absorbs in. The tortoise, it absorbs into their blood, which of course is not great. Here, this is one of our juvenile pens. We have a little guy right here.
Oh, my
there's
goodness.
2 other ones in here that are about that size. So these guys are little.
So cute.
So even at this size, I know you're like, oh, he's so tiny. He's probably 5, 6, 7 years old in that range.
Really?
So they grow very slow. It takes a long time to get them to that larger side. That
I would have guessed like 6 months.
Oh no. He's very cute though.
Are those easier to adopt, the smaller ones?
I would say yes. People are more interested in the little ones. I think it's the size appeals to people because they're so cute. But I would say they're more difficult to care for because they are smaller. And you want to make sure that you're adopting them out to someone that has a yard.
Is this the size of the space somebody would need to adopt it up?
Yes, this is what I would recommend for a tortoise of this size. She just has the puppy gait because she's notorious for digging out, and because she's so little, we want to ensure that she's not ending up in a neighbor's pen. If it's a see-through fence, so if Miss Queenie only had this metal fencing here, she would consistently be trying to either get through it or dig under it, climb over it. But if it's a solid fence barrier, they don't feel this active need to dig or try to escape. It also reduces their stress because they'll just continuously pace, and sometimes they'll flip themselves over, which we don't want. When they flip over, it's really dangerous for them.
Do you guys accept new volunteers, or you already have it set up? Or
so we are always looking for new volunteers, and we have a lot of different ways that you can volunteer with Tortoise Group. So the Wednesday morning thing, we call that our emergency habitat events. So that's when people come and they do the feedings and things like that. But you can volunteer with us and do outreach events. So when we go out in the community and do events, you can sign up to help us with that. If you are a biologist or trying to become an authorized biologist, you can come and sign up. We do a program with the Desert Conservation Project and with the Department of Wildlife and Transportation, where we go and we survey the wild tortoise exclusionary fencing along the freeways. so that then the wild tortoises and other wildlife are not going into the road and being struck by cars. Of course, it's dangerous for the animals and for us as drivers as well, because it does cause terrible accidents. And if you do, you know, feed them stuff, just keeping it fresh, like no frozen vegetables, anything like that, because a lot of those frozen vegetables end up being, you know, blanched of all their nutritional value, so they end up just being, you know, water or filler, which doesn't really help them either. And they have a lot of sodium in those frozen vegetables. So this is an example right here. We have that above ground burrow versus the in-ground insert burrow.
Okay.
We often install these in people's yards that are looking to do more of an above ground burrow instead of having to dig deep into the ground and having to dig down. So we do provide instructions on how to build a burrow, all the different types of burrows on our website for free. People just download the material. We want to make sure that that information is, you know, readily available for anyone looking to get a tortoise.
What's the website?
So it's tortoisegroup.org. We have tons of care sheets. There are these PDF downloadable sheets of anything you could think of related to tortoises. So habitat, burrow, seasonal behavior, what plants they should eat, what plants are poisonous to them. We have sheets about how do you transport your tortoise if it has to go to the vet. You know, sometimes people try to put them in something and they're like, this isn't working, what do you recommend? So we just want to create transparency with the information, and we want people to feel like they can just come to us and ask us anything. So we do have our tortoise hotline where people can call in 7 days a week. If we don't answer the phone, leave us a voicemail, we will get back to you. And people ask us all sorts of tortoise related questions of, I can't tell if my tortoise is male or female. I found a tortoise and I don't even know if it's a desert tortoise or not. So, you know, we answer all those questions either via email or on the
phone numbers on the website?
It is on our website, so you can just find our tortoise hotline and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. There's a lot of people calling every day. There's one volunteer and myself that take all the calls. So I'm like, we're trying our best. I promise we'll get to you though.
So if they don't answer, leave a voicemail.
Please do.